Today, there's something I really just need to get off my chest. And after I do that, I'm going to talk about the little guy market and why Hasbulla should watch his back. Welcome to episode 15 of Alternative Jargon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alternative Jargon, episode number 15. It's good to be back. We had a brief hiatus. We took an episode off. I took an episode off. You know, why do people... It's sort of weird that we've normalized vloggers and people online to say we when it's me sitting in my room by myself with a camera. But anyway, I took a week off and I am back today with another episode. 1 second. Air conditioning just kicked on. All right. Now, first topic of discussion today. Oppenheimer was amazing. The reason I didn't put an episode out last week was because I wanted to see Oppenheimer before I released another episode. Because I feel like if I didn't talk about it, you got to talk about it. It's the biggest thing right now. And originally I was going to see it and then record the episode like the very next day and try to get it out as soon as possible. That did not end up happening though. Had a busy schedule, did not have time. But it was a great movie. It was amazing. I mentioned before how Christopher Nolan is probably my favorite director. This might be his best movie. That might be recency bias, but man, it was good. The soundtrack, something else. Soundtrack was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to watch it again. I might see it in theaters again. We'll see. But definitely gonna buy it when it comes out, like on Blu-ray or whatever. Definitely want to watch it again. Probably watch it 100 times. But this was the first Nolan movie I've ever seen in theaters. I was not really into his stuff too much back when the Batman trilogy was coming out and never got around to seeing any of his other stuff in theaters. So this was really exciting for me as someone who loves this movie so much. Finally got to see one on the big screen. It was awesome. I did not see it in IMAX or anything like that. And I didn't realize how hard it is to see a 70 millimeter IMAX screening of it. There's only a handful of those places to do that in the entire country. Like, I saw a map on Twitter, I think, and there's like just a sprinkling of them all over the entire country. So really not the easiest thing to see unless you live in a big city or something. And before I went to see it, I went to grab a couple drinks with my buddy who I went to see it with at Applebee's, which is right beside our movie theater. And we were talking to the bartender there, and he was like, yeah, I'm driving 2 hours to see it on IMAX. And I'm like, that's crazy. How is there none closer? But I guess that's not such an easy thing to have. But, it was great. It was a great movie. But I may or may not have caused a scene at the movie theater in the middle of the movie. Look, take everything that I'm about to say with a grain of salt. I had a couple IPAs in me. Everything was a little bit more funny than it should have been. This is a very serious movie. It's not a movie that you're probably supposed to laugh in. But there's a scene near the end of Oppenheimer where Oppenheimer's standing there and a car pulls off and Einstein is just behind the car, and it's like a freaking WWE WrestleMania entrance. This car pulls off and Einstein just stumbles out from behind it. And I completely lost it in the theater. Me and my buddy, we lost it. I was laughing like as hard, like this wasn't like a giggle. I completely was losing my mind. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. In the context of such a serious movie about existential dread and the future of mankind and the potential end of mankind, you shouldn't be laughing, but oh boy was I. Not a good thing, and I think I was laughing for probably a minute or two straight. I tried to keep it under wraps. I tried to keep it on the DL, but I simply couldn't. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I was able to find the scene on TikTok. You know, it's crazy. A movie comes out now. You can just look up a scene and it'll be online somewhere. There's no more, like, all the piracy stuff, you know, it's gone. You can just look it up now. But, oh, man, that was funny. And then at that point, that was near the end of the movie, that scene. And after that, I had a hard time holding it together. I think every time Robert Downey Jr. came up on the screen, I would lean over to my buddy and whisper, like, I am Iron Man or something. Just really not good, and I apologize if I disturbed the peace or anything. I apologize if I ruined someone's experience. I don't think we were that loud. At least after the laugh. It wasn't that loud, but, you know, it was funny. It was really, really funny. And this movie has really spawned some really funny jokes. People are saying that Christopher Nolan will now create a cinematic universe for real life. Okay, everyone's making these fake post-credit scenes where, the movie ends and then it says, the atomic bomb will return, Einstein will return. It's funny, and I've seen all these TikToks where it's like, me wondering if my crush likes me back. Theory will only take you so far. The possibility is near zero. They're funny. But yeah, I think it's definitely top 3 Nolan movie. And maybe it is just recency bias. In a few months, I'll probably be like, yeah, what was I thinking? But man, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. The fact that this one is not a superhero movie, but it's a real movie, a nonfiction movie. It has impact in the real world and how we think about it. That definitely gives it a boost, right? This isn't just a guy suiting up in a mask or, a fake story about a dad time traveling to get back to his daughter and save the earth, like Interstellar. Not to downplay those movies, they're great movies, but this one, you walk out of the theater and you actually think about real life, kind of. And everyone's saying like, oh yeah, this movie made me realize humanity is doomed, nuclear bombs. And I agree, like, that's not good, but my thought is this: it's been almost 80 years since a nuclear bomb has been used on humans, and, all of the nuclear powers now have the opportunity or the potential to just destroy the entire world within seconds. And I gotta be honest, that whole thing of that people are saying like, oh, I walked out of the theater with dread, that didn't hit me that hard. Obviously, I think the only way that nuclear bombs destroy our world is if they get into the wrong hands. And by that, I mean like the very wrong hands. I don't mean like the leader of an established nation, because anyone like that is almost definitely too smart to ever use them. They know that if they use them, it's the end of everything. But I think if a nuclear weapon got in the hands of, terrorists, then it's another story. So we got to make sure that doesn't happen. But I wasn't hit as hard with the whole like, oh, we're screwed. Like the end scene where Oppenheimer's looking at the ground in the puddle and the symbolism, like, oh, that's all the nukes going off and what have I done? That hits hard because you're going through what he's feeling. But I think if you let him know that, yeah, dude, look, the next 80 years, we're not going to even use them. At least the next 80 years. No one's going to use your creation. There were a couple times we got close, but we didn't ever use them. Look, Oppenheimer might have had a smile on his face for once, or at least not a piercing stare at the ground, you know? Dude, if someone could go back in time and say, look, dude, I know you're upset, I know everyone hates you now, but we actually are not going to use these, at least for the next while. So lighten up, buddy. Lighten up. But nonetheless, amazing movie, really good, very good. And I think the fact that it's a movie that's historic and it's about history, but it is still so entertaining, that's not an easy thing to do. Usually when you do something about history, it's boring, it's a snooze fest, it's stuff that we've all seen before. But Nolan's style, he is not going to let that happen. And I absolutely love that his movies almost feel like a montage, just a really long montage. There's very seldom a break in the music and a break in the cuts. Everything is very quick and to the point, and a 3-hour movie does not feel like 3 hours. That is for sure. As for Barbie, I have not seen Barbie. I am protesting Barbie because I believe feminism is bad. No, that's a joke. No, I'm not protesting Barbie. This is not the Daily Wire. I'm not Ben Shapiro or anything. Although Ben Shapiro apparently went to see Barbie and took a notebook with him to jot down notes. I don't know if it gets much more sad than that. What are you doing, dude? But no, I just need to save money for college, honestly. Movie theater tickets, they're not that cheap anymore. They're really not cheap. They put in the recliner seating, and, now it costs a lot to get in. If you want popcorn, you have to fill out your FAFSA form and hand it into the movie theater. You have to take out a loan to get, a large Diet Coke. So, I'll probably see Barbie at some point. If not in theaters, then when it's released on wherever it's going to be released, I'll watch it there. Yeah. So, and I was right. Apparently there were jokes about Barbie and Ken's junk, guys. I predicted that one. I said junk jokes. There were indeed junk jokes. But yeah, did not get around to Barbie. But to move on to my next topic of discussion, Oppenheimer is a movie about technological development that could end society, end humanity, right? Speaking of which, I want to do a little rant today, and it's not my usual style. It's not something I would usually do, but I feel very passionately about this subject. And that subject is, once again, artificial intelligence. Look, I made an episode on this a few months back when all the voice stuff was really becoming prevalent. And, of course, now it's only continued to accelerate, yada, yada, yada. But I need to get this off my chest. Can we stop with the AI? Just stop with the AI. Literally just stop it. There's no benefit, really, to any of this AI stuff, if you ask me. Okay, I get physically enraged when I'm on TikTok and I come across a video and these people are getting all giddy and excited because they see the new AI thing that week, because there is a new AI thing every week. Why are you getting giddy and excited about something that's going to take your job in 6 months? Okay, these people sitting in front of a screen watching Adobe Premiere Pro edit a video for them, and they go, dude, AI is so sick. Look how much time I just saved. Dude, you're going to be in a line at a soup kitchen in a month and a half. Okay. You're going to be living in a tent in Los Angeles in a month and a half. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, just... now there's Adobe Photoshop Generative Fill with the power of AI. All right? You put a picture in Photoshop and you drag to the left, right, top, or bottom, and then it just fills in the picture with what looks like an extended picture. And it looks perfect. It looks amazing. Oh, how would Star Wars look if it was filmed vertically? I don't know, but stop. Do it yourself, maybe. I don't know. This is how Astro World album cover would look if it was extended on all sides. I, first of all, don't care. Second of all, it's exhausting. All right, we're watching people celebrate, the downfall of 90% of jobs, and they're like, dude, this is so sick. All right, now I'll be honest, like the ones where they extend the album covers, the ones where how would it look if it was filmed vertically? It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I admit it. It's kind of cool. But at the same time, I sit there and I go, wow, that's kind of cool. I'm like, I can't be like full on, wow, that's awesome. Because I'm just like, dude, that is, why should we have humans anymore? Just let the computer do it. But look, the people that are using it for fun, this isn't aimed at you. And I'm sorry, I wasn't talking to you. But the people that are using this like for real stuff, like for-profit stuff, like Disney creating an intro to their new show that has like $100 million budget and they use AI to do the intro to the show. You should be bullied. You should be absolutely made fun of. You should be thrown in a locker. Look, I made fun of the whole actor and writer strike last week on the show, but still we should always, I don't know. But anyway, I agree with them on the grounds of the AI stuff. That should absolutely just not be used. I don't care if it's easier. I don't care if it saves time and money. Where do you draw the line of efficiency to save money? All right, these companies are worth like billions of dollars. And it's like, yeah, let's cut one more corner and just literally not give people jobs. Like, where do you draw the line? All right, everyone flipped out when the self-checkout came out. That cut out a few jobs. Everyone flipped out, when they put robots on the Ford factory line. That cut out some jobs, right? But AI is on another level. AI could literally kill like 90% of jobs. If you have a job where you sit at a computer for most of your day, there's like a very good chance that AI could do that for you. All right. And it's not just people in, the business sphere, right? Of course, AI can sit there and probably fill out Excel spreadsheets all day. AI can probably do all that stuff, but now it's into the creative realm where, yeah, we just type this into ChatGPT and it makes a video for us. And now we have a movie to put in theaters. It is ridiculous. And I don't want to sound like that person, but oh my gosh, dude, can we stop? Can we just stop? All right. I want to find any computer with AI software installed on it, and I want to dump a bucket of water on it. And I could not, on good conscience, be like an AI software developer. You are literally coding yourself out of a job. And I can't believe there's not more like uprising against this stuff. Okay, you hop on the subway to your 9 to 5 job in the big city where you sit down at a desk and you work yourself out of a job. You work yourself and millions of other people out of a job. And you sit there and you're proud of it. All right, forget about Oppenheimer being guilty about his work. These people should be guilty about their work. What are you doing, bro? I don't care how good your salary is. It's not going to be that good when you literally don't have a job anymore. When your boss walks into your office and goes, "Hey, that project you submitted last month, really good stuff. In fact, so good that I need you to clean out your desk and get the hell out of the office. You're done." All right, but really good job on the project. Is that what it's going to come to? I mean, seriously. It just feels like everyone's sitting around going, yeah, this is going to get bad. But, no one's doing anything about it. Maybe this whole strike in Hollywood, maybe there could be some good to come out of it. Hopefully. But I would like to arrange another January 6th attack, but against AI. So if we could arrange like a message board, maybe a Facebook group, get that going, get the gears turning on that. I'd like to gather millions of people around the world with buckets of water and just find your nearest AI software office, any company that does AI, and just go dump buckets of water on all their computers. Might set them back at least a couple weeks till they order new ones. So, and now this episode will get flagged and taken down because they think I'm arranging a terror attack. And let me guess, they probably use AI software to find potential threats in videos. You think? I think. Yeah, they probably would flag this podcast because I'm threatening the very thing that's flagging me, maybe. But if this did get flagged, that would prove a big point. Where are we in the world if I'm afraid to make a statement against AI? Are we in a good spot? Think about that for a second. Probably not too great. But look, I'm really sorry, folks. That was a really heavy subject, and I just needed to get that off of my chest, to be honest. I've been holding it in for a little bit. I could yell about that subject for another hour or so, but we got to move on. We have got to move on. And I've got something a lot more fun to talk about, and that is Hasbulla. And we all know Hasbulla. He's the little Russian guy. Everyone loves him. But Hasbulla, if you're watching, I know you're a big fan of the show. Hasbulla, you have got competition, buddy. I hate to break it to you. You do not own a monopoly on your market of little guys, okay? It might seem like you do right now, but I found somebody who could really give you a run for your money. I found this guy on Instagram the other day, and I think he could hold his own against Hasbulla. This guy appears to have the same condition or something similar to what Hasbulla has that makes him little, even though he's an adult. Except this guy looks just like Steve Will Do It from Nelk. I'll put a picture up on the screen or a video or something. Now, we all know that Hasbulla, some of his biggest promoters, some of his biggest supporters stateside are the Nelk boys. Nelk brought him over one time to party in the USA, and they're one of his biggest people, one of his biggest sources of networking within the U.S., right? Hasbulla got to meet Dana White. He wouldn't have got to do that without the Nelk boys, probably. And now you have another little guy, and he looks just like one of the Nelk boys. You're on thin ice, Hasbulla. Let me tell you, you are on thin ice, okay? Where do all these little stinkers come from? I don't know, but Hasbulla better keep his eyes peeled because his time might be ticking. Now, he looks just like Steve will do it. I don't know if he could chug a fifth of Jack Daniels like Steve can. That would probably kill him, most definitely. But the resemblance, nonetheless, is uncanny. Now, this little dude's name is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Burak Özbek. I think he's from Turkey. And I want to know why none of these guys are from the U.S. Is there something in the water over there? Can you imagine how awesome it would be if we had a little guy in the U.S.? All right, Russia has Hasbulla. Now Turkey has Burak. Where's the little dudes from the U.S. that's name is just like Mike or something, Where are they at? If anything, this is the best place to do it. You know how big you could be in the U.S. where you're not going to be impeded by some kind of tyrannical government as a little guy? It kind of surprises me that Hasbulla was not just like thrown off the top of a building in Russia or something. They live that lifestyle over there. They're brutal. It's just what they do. I'm surprised he didn't, wasn't born and they were like, Mama, he's got the condition. And then they just like throw him off the building. The fact that Hasbulla made it to this age is kind of amazing. So maybe Russia is becoming more progressive. I don't know. And I don't know much about Turkey, but isn't everywhere over there, Eastern Europe, it's all kind of like, they're tough. They go to the salty platoon. They're tough over there. Burak could have been like stoned to death or something. But hey, he made it. Now he's big on Instagram. He's got 162,000 followers. And I believe that could rapidly grow. But all these little dudes are imported. We don't have any domestics yet. We got to get on that because, look, the market is going to get saturated on these guys soon. We got to invest. And frankly, look, we always hear about, the Biden cabinet is the most diverse we've ever seen. Like, he has everything. He's collected all the Pokemon in that cabinet, right? Breaking news, Mr. President, where are your little dudes? Where are the little guys? Mr. President, I believe you are bigoted. Get a little guy in your cabinet, right? Department of Defense, preferably. Because then you can send him over to meet Hasbulla as a spy, right? High-level espionage by some guy that looks like a 5-year-old. You couldn't write a better story. Let's make it happen, all right? But I want to know, is there something in the water over there? Or are they growing all these little Tyrion Lannisters in factories over there? And if they are, I want to place an order. I want one, all right? I want to be friends with one of these dudes. All right, forget friends, actually. I want to make them my little son, all right? All the parents and people that are talking about little kids always say, oh, don't you just wish they could stay that little forever? Well, now they can. Welcome to the 21st century. I'd like to place an order. Right? Your son is 18 years old. He's fully developed in the brain, but he's still this tall. And you can still just put a swing set in the backyard and he'll be entertained all day. And he'll be huge on Instagram. Huge on Instagram. You can quit your job. You can quit your job and your kid will just make all the money for you. All right. So I'd like to go gleaning in Eastern Europe and find one of these things. Sorry, not things. One of these dudes. And, everyone says, oh, adopt, don't shop. Right. I agree. But that doesn't mean you can't look around. I'm still adopting. But I'd like to look around. I'd like to go get myself a little guy. That's what I want for Christmas. So if anyone is watching this and you have an inside source or anything, Hasbulla, if you're watching, Burak, if you're watching, let me know where you came from. And Burak, look, Burak, you only have 160K on Instagram. You want to get those numbers up, right? Burak, if you're watching, I'm inviting you to come on the show. I'm inviting you for an interview. I'll download Duolingo, get some Turkish going. We can sit down, have a chat, and I will personally help you take Hasbulla's spot. I think that if I can get Burak big enough to where he's on Nelk, because he's obviously a little guy that looks just like Steve will do it, that would be great for their business. And then I say, look, I sort of made this happen. I was a catalyst in this equation. They might send me a case of Happy Dad or something, right? They don't sell that where I'm from. Maybe I'll get to meet Dana White. Maybe I'll get to meet Donald Trump at the next UFC event. We'll see. But Burak, come on the show. We'll sit down. We'll have a chat. I can hire a translator. But Burak, I want to warn you. I'm speaking directly to Burak now. If you're not Burak, please tune away. Plug your ears. Do something. Watch yourself. Watch your back. Watch your back, Burak. Make that a phrase that sticks in your head because, look, Hasbulla is from Russia. He has, an entire cabal of sketchy Russian dudes around him, right? He was just arrested for something too, I think. But Burak, dude, watch your back, please, because you might get whacked. Hasbulla probably has a team collecting intel on you as we speak. They're saying, well, right now he's only at 100,000 followers. We don't have to intervene yet, but if he keeps climbing the ladder, we're going to have to shut this down, if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, which you probably are, because if I'm putting it down, you're not that tall. You're down here. You probably are, picking it up, hopefully. But just watch your back, right? Maybe the reason why Burak only has 160,000 on Instagram right now is because they're shadow banning him from Russia, right? Hasbulla's team is probably Venmoing Mark Zuckerberg some cash to keep him on the DL. But here at Alternative Jargon HQ, I was able to infiltrate their firewall and I was able to view his profile. And we're going to put Burak on the map. We're going to put him on the map. We're going to fly him out and we're going to get him with the Nelk boys because we just can't have a little guy who looks this much like a member of Nelk and not get him to meet up. So this is exclusive coverage of Burak that you won't see anywhere else, frankly. And here's the thing. Hasbulla would probably be really upset, really salty about someone else climbing his little guy ladder. Hasbulla, I believe, climbed the ladder, and he's probably trying to kick it right now. And look, the rungs of that ladder are not very spaced out. The rungs are 6 inches apart on the ladder. but he's still trying to kick it. He doesn't want any little guys following him, and why would he? Right now, he has a strangle grip on the little stinker market, and I wouldn't want anyone to, take my business. Why would you? So, but we need competition because, look, we don't want. You obviously don't want oversaturation in a market, but you also do want competition. If you have a monopoly in a market, that means that the product that you are offered by whoever owns the monopoly is just what you have to accept. And I think in the little guy market right now, we can make some improvements, right? Hasbulla is not always on best behavior. We need to introduce another guy. We need some competition. I think maybe we could have like a little guy Mr. Universe pageant. You know how they do that, like who's Miss Universe, the winner? Can we get a little guy from every country and have like a showdown? That might be oversaturation, but at least let's get Burak from Turkey. Let's get him in the mix. Let's get him going. Let's activate him, add him to the roster. Let's get the show on the road. You know what I mean? So, Burak, I'm on your side. And Hasbulla, watch your back, dude. Watch your back. But, yeah. I don't know. Right now I'm trying to think of another joke to make about short little guys, but I'm honestly run dry. I've kind of run out. So, with that being said, I think that'll wrap this episode up. Sorry about the rant. I just had to do it. I know I already have a whole episode on AI, but in that one I was more neutral. I'm not as neutral as I was back then. That was only like 3-4 months ago. And I'm sort of being radicalized, I think. Whoop, flag just went up. Terminated. That's a strike on YouTube. So, yeah. I needed to get that off my chest. I'll try to keep things a little more lighthearted next time. But, yeah, if you are using AI for anything other than fun, then I am an advocate for bullying. So, with that being said, we will see you next time. I will see you next time on Alternative Jargon. Thanks for listening.